4 years ago, I was sitting with a couple of our Vietnam veterans at IVCS, and we were sitting there and we were all saying, what can we do special for our Vietnam vets? Before I go any further, can our Vietnam veterans stand up, please? Welcome home and thank you for your service. So as I was saying, we sat in our office and we said, let's think of something that we can do to recognize our Vietnam vets, as some of us say that was one of our worst wars that we had and they weren't welcome home correctly. I was Googling, just seeing what was going on, and come to find out Washington does an event every year, August 10th at 10 a.m. to represent our Vietnam veterans. And what that means is our Agent Orange awareness is done in Washington every year on August 10th at 10 a.m. So here, Kelly, me, and my wonderful Vietnam vets that come to IVCS have said together, let's do an event and an awareness here in Lawrence in our own city. So here we are 4 years later doing Agent Orange, August 10th at 10 a.m. I just want to say it's all in memory of those who have died because of this chemical that they put over you guys in Vietnam, as well as please pray for those who continue to fight and continue to pass away due to this disease. It's kind of bothering to see that, a lot of our Vietnam veterans and the awareness, it's not out there for them. So we're going to continue to do this every year, August 10th at 10 a.m. The awareness and the education on the chemical, Agent Orange, not everybody is aware of what it means. So here, it's a production of Agent Orange ended in the 1970s and is no longer in use. The dioxin contaminant, however, continues to have a harmful impact today. As many U.S. Vietnam-era veterans know and family members, dioxin is a highly toxic and persistent organic pollutant linked to cancers, diabetes, birth defects, and other disabilities, and that's why we do what we do for the awareness that we are here today. Now I'm going to welcome Jamie, our VSO of Lawrence.
Thank you. Thank you, Kelly, and again, thank you for all you do for our veterans every day. This is special. Remembering our Vietnam veterans is something that's near and dear to my heart. Just real quick, I'll mention two of the most influential individuals in my career in the military was my initial drill sergeant, who was a Vietnam veteran door gunner, and my first command Sergeant Major Hogarth from 1st of the 504, the Devils in Baggy Pants, and who was a Vietnam infantryman during the Vietnam War. If you're interested in hearing about Sergeant Major Hogarth, I encourage you, look up the book Charlie Rangers, 75th Ranger Battalion. And in that book, you'll hear stories about a PFC named Hobo. That was my command sergeant major, and he influenced my career like you wouldn't believe. So to our Vietnam era veterans, brothers and sisters, welcome home. Thank you, and may we never forget. On behalf of Mayor Brian DePena, I want to welcome all of you to this remembrance. I know that our elected officials have places they got to be, so I'm going to expedite this as quickly as I can. Thank you, Mayor, for being here. Senator Payano, Representative Moran, our Council President, Council Levy, Councilor Russell. Also, we have with us our Register of Deeds, Paul, thank you for being here. He got one of them Italian names that doesn't roll well off my tongue. But anyway, thank you all for being here. And I know that they have places to be. So I'm going to try to rush this along. Mayor DePena, if you have a few words, please.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great opportunity for say thank you to Vietnam veterans, include his family, include friends, because the whole community sacrificed when send the military outside to the country. I want to say thank you, Councilor President, for being here. Thank you, Mr. Anochelos. Thank you, Councilor Allard, Mr. Rosso. Thank you, Councilor Allard Ana Levy, Senador Pavel Payano. Thank you, State Rep from Moran and Kelly, for remember veterans. Welcome to the City of Lawrence again. thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to live in your city. City of Lawrence is a great city, and I want to say thank you, and God bless you, and God bless your family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd also like to mention VSO from Methuen, Paul Jensen. Colonel Paul Jensen, retired United States Airborne. Thank you for your service, brother. I'd also like to thank the Lawrence Police Department for being here, and our Director of Health and Human Services, Martha Velez. Thank you for being here. Senator, if you would say a few words.
Good afternoon. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Senator Pavel Payano. Kelly asked me to prepare a few words, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and honored veterans, thank you for joining us on this solemn occasion of Agent Orange Awareness Day. Today we gather in Lawrence, a city that stands proudly as a beacon of remembrance and gratitude. In this fourth year of coming together, we acknowledge the sacrifice of our brave veterans who face unimaginable challenges during their service. Your dedication to our country, despite the adverse effects of Agent Orange, is a testament to your courage and resilience. While the wounds of war may be invisible, the impact of Agent Orange is not. As we raise awareness about its devastating effects, we also raise our voices in support of those who have ensured its lasting consequences. By commemorating this day, Lawrence reaffirms its commitment to providing the care and resources of our veterans that our veterans deserve. I want to thank all of you caseworkers that have throughout the past decades have worked to ensure that not just our veterans that have been affected by Agent Orange, our veterans that came from Vietnam, but also our veterans that have fought these last few decades for our country get the resources they deserve. I was just talking to Don Silva, and he was telling me about the thousands of applications that they have put through, trying to ensure that our soldiers, our veterans, get those resources. I hope that we all remember that today this event is not just about acknowledging the past, but also about shaping a better future. Together we can continue to educate, advocate, and support one another. To all veterans, we express our heartfelt gratitude for your selflessness and service. Lawrence is proud to be one of the cities that's leading the charge in these awareness efforts, and I hope that this day serves as a reminder that our duty to veterans goes beyond words. It requires action, empathy, and unwavering solidarity. Thank you, veterans, for your sacrifice and your service. God bless.
Thank you, Senator. And now, without further ado, my favorite state representative, Frank Moran.
I wanted to give him a hug for that. I still use paper. I'm still old school. Good morning, everyone. Today, we gather to remember and honor the brave U.S. servicemen who bore the heavy burden of the Vietnam War, not only on the battlefield, but also in the long-lasting aftermath of a tragic legacy, the impact of Agent Orange. As we reflect the sacrifices made by our valiant soldiers, we are reminded of the profound effects of war, not only in the heat of battle, but in the silent battle fought within the bodies and minds of those who serve. Agent Orange, a potent herbicide, was deployed with the intention of weakening the enemy's advantage in the dense jungle of Vietnam. However, its deployment had far-reaching consequences that went beyond the battlefield. The unintended consequences of Agent Orange left a lasting mark on the health and lives of countless servicemen as well as their families. We remember those who suffered debilitating health conditions, enduring pain and hardship due to the toxic exposure they faced. Many faced grave illnesses, their lives forever altered by this devastating chemical. We remember those who lost their lives to the cruel effect of Agent Orange, and we extend our deepest condolences to their families and loved ones who also share their sacrifices. But today, as we stand and remember, we also acknowledge the resilience and strength of these veterans who face adversity with unwavering courage. Their fight did not end on the battlefield. It continued in hospitals, in homes, in communities, as they battle not only their physical ailments, but also a system that at times fell short in providing the care and support that they deserve. Let us remember not only the pain and suffering, but also the spirit of resilience and camaraderie that emerge from these trials. Let us also ensure that the sacrifices are never forgotten, and that their struggles are met with compassion and comprehensive care. I would like to thank International Veteran Care Services, especially Kelly, for organizing today's event to shed light on this issue that will impact those within our community. IVCS does incredible work within the Merrimack Valley to provide top-tier care to our veterans, and I cannot thank them enough for the selfless work. I promise to continue serving those who served us wherever possible in my capacity as state representative, in partnership with my colleagues from City Hall and with all my colleagues that are here today. Thank you to all those who sacrificed so much to protect freedom, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, State Rep. And finally, without further ado, my favorite current president of the City Council, Mark LaPlante. Thank you.
No, thank you, Jamie. I do appreciate that, and for the organizers, Kelly, and your support staff as well. There's three things I want to leave you with today. Well, first of all, I just want to bring you greetings from the Lawrence City Council, the 9 men and women of the City Council who support our veterans and support all the things that we're trying to do to make sure that our veterans lead excellent lives. I want to call out, as the mayor has as well, Councilor Anna Levy, and I really want to call out my other at-large Councilor, Rich Russell. Out of this entire group, he's the only guy that actually stepped foot in Vietnam, and I want to thank you, Rich, personally for your service. That's one. Number two, Agent Orange. This is a failure of our government. For the longest amount of time, our government failed to really acknowledge the devastating impact that Agent Orange had on our returning veterans from Vietnam. It is a scandal what our Veterans Administration had to do or didn't do with respect to Agent Orange for the longest amount of time. And what we need to do, that's number two. Number three is never let this happen again. That's not our last war. We've had wars since then, and there's going to be wars in the future. We cannot allow that kind of turning a blind eye or whatever it is that took place within our Veterans Administration. We need to not only take care of our current veterans who are currently dealing with Agent Orange, but our veterans of the future who are also going to be subject to other kind of chemicals, other signs of war calamities, and we need to make sure that they, as well, are not going to, when they do come back home from serving all of us, that they get their first class health care and treatment that they require and that we should give them when they return home. So on behalf of all my councilors, my council, and also my government partners, thank you so much, and thank you. Let's make, like you said, Kelly, let's make this an annual event, and thank you for starting it this year.
I'd also like to mention that we do have members of the Disabled American Veterans Organization here. One of the only service organization, the only service organization still viable in the city of Lawrence, and the work that they do in partnership with Veteran Services is greatly appreciated. So at this time, what I would like to do is, if Ed, if you would come on up here for a sec, I'd just like you to share a couple of words as a Vietnam veteran, and also our Counselor at Large, Rich Russell.
Pulling rank on everybody. They made me do it. Very early in the ceremony, Kelly mentioned the unwelcome home that we got, Vietnam veterans got. That was largely due to the way that we went to Vietnam. We went as single individuals. All military conflicts from the Civil War on, Civil War, Spanish-American, World War I, World War II, Korea, Gulf War, and the Iraqi War. Everybody went over as a unit, and you returned as a unit. But because of the complexities of setting up Vietnam, I traveled from Boston to San Francisco, got on a plane. I went to Hawaii, I went to Guam, landed in Long Beach. I spent my year there, got on a plane, Cameron, flew to Yokota Air Force Base. Then I landed at Seattle Air Force Base. I spent 2 hours there getting processed and given a ticket to fly home for my month's leave. My traveling between Boston to San Francisco and Seattle back to Boston while in uniform, it was as a single person. I had no protection. I did not have the unity of having my fellow comrades. That's the way the Vietnam War went, and that's the reason you keep hearing about the unwelcome home that we received. Like I said, all the others, they went over as units, they went out with parades, they returned, they came back to parades. We came back to war protesters. Thank you.
I have to agree. For many, many years, I did not admit that I had been in the Army or that I had been to Vietnam. Part of it was fear, and part of it was embarrassment. It's only been the last 5 years where I can actually say I'm proud to have served in Vietnam. And I would do it all over again. Thank you.
Thank you both. And again, how true. I understand what he means, Councilor Russell, about going over. I went over as a unit, and I came back with my unit on multiple deployments. So it does make a difference. And shame on us as a nation for how we treated our Vietnam era veterans. But not this veteran. They're an endearment to me, and I will hold them near and dear in my heart for the rest of my life. At this time, what I'd like to do is give anybody that wants an opportunity to come on up and place one of the candles on the monument to signify, and then we can all take a group picture to signify that we remember, and we want this nation to remember what they did to our Vietnam era veterans with Agent Orange. So please come on up, place a candle, if you will.